turn the background monitor off so you can see our girl.
Oh, hello.
Hi, honey.
What's up?
That's Stacy.
Cleaning.
Oh, nice.
Stacy,
The world needs more.
Stacy Goodson.
And how can we find you on Facebook?
Stacy Goodson.
And is
I don't
that
use-
only social media, or do you have other social media as well?
Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat.
What's your Instagram name?
eDevilDemon69.
eDevilDemon69. So
It's named after my old dog.
her old dog, which was Evil Devil, and she was born in 1969.
Checks out. I got a dip falling out on my upper lip. There it goes. It fell into the bottom.
Oh, are you chewing tobacco again?
I'm just doing those fake things. Get you so high.
What's going on? Like, what's happening?
I guess we owe our 240 IQ millionaire listeners an explanation why we've been gone so long. It's because I went on the annual 4-day depressed bender on your beautiful sailboat. Spent time with the guru.
Oh yeah.
And then
Awesome.
and during that time we did hang out, but we never think to record our hangouts. We just kind of enjoy each other and enjoyed golfing, and it was a wonderful time. Now I'm back, and with the baby and the schedules, with you working during the day and my nights being quiet-ish time, we can never cast. So now we're trying a new thing. We're trying to get it in every day at the most random, bizarre times, like while you're at school.
Right.
So let's debut the new segment, Basic Bitchin', where you can kind of cue like that sweet 80s rock jam tune. So what, I haven't been following the news very hard. All I know is they're trying to take our guns.
Yeah, I guess there was a shooting that took place. Oh, no, we're doing the basic pitching segment. This
Yep.
is hard. This is a very different place for me because usually I have a glass of wine, I'm more relaxed. But here we are at school and with a nice young lady, and and so we are here. I'm having some purified water, and we're just trying to finish up the rest of the day. It's 2:00 now. Dismissal will start at any minute. Dave, I'm happy to be part of this show, and we're trying to keep it nice and short. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and let's do our basic bitchin' segment.
Radical. So you've probably been following the news harder than me the last few days. What are the world's basic bitchin'? What's the world basically bitchin' about?
Well, everybody's heard about the mass shooting. This is like 7 days old now, but that had taken place in Texas. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the town. The police officers allegedly took 70 minutes to go inside. It was a Latino community just north of the border, about 60 miles is my understanding. It is also, because of its location, 90% Latino. So we saw videos of moms screaming to enter a school building and hearing gunshots pop, and the police refusing themselves to enter, and the parents having to break through barricades to go rescue their children. There's at least one woman who rescued her twin kids from the school with the police telling them, do not go inside.
That is a super mama, and I think, I really think any mama would have done the same. I hear you're being bothered. For some reason, I'm already being bothered. That makes no sense. It's Jem. She wants like attention. I told her like I need to be alone now, but she already, can't catch a break in this town. I should have driven up the street. This is why it's impossible for us to get anything done.
Yeah, now we know that you could do it up the street. You could do it outside of Starbucks or something if you need a Wi-Fi or something.
They can't see me. I must not be in the vicinity. So anyway, with the Uvalde thing, I think very shady that the cops would stand down like that. We've seen this a lot with these cases. On the Twitter, I posted that great Greg Reese report that shows kind of the similarities between all these school shootings, and there's just too many similarities, and there's too many people making the wrong choice. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I mean, we're stone sober. What else can you say about it sober?
Well, yeah. Well, I just want to say that we can wrap it up. We can wrap up this basic bitching segment. There's more to bitch about, but just to real quickly go back to that. Eventually, a federal agent disobeyed the police chief's orders and decided to go in and take out the gunman.
I thought it was a barbershop guy.
And then I'm getting reports that it was Stacy says it was a guy that worked at a barber shop.
A guy took a rifle and did it. I don't know.
Oh, maybe this gentleman who intervened grabbed the rifle from a local business owner before he had gone in. Is that correct? I thought he was in full body armor going in. Who knows? We're gonna have to look at it a little more closely.
He was a border patrol agent, so I would assume he would have some nice weaponry on him, but maybe he borrowed the gun. The point is the cops didn't do their job, and essentially he acted as a brave citizen to do the right thing. And I know any parents I know, they'd have been over that fence. They'd have been fighting those cops. I mean, what a nightmare.
The Latino community feels vulnerable. Some of them might not be citizens, and they didn't want to disobey the police force. They're reasonable people, but when kids are dying, that's when you say, "Fuck you, gringos, I'm going in."
No doubt about it. And it's almost unfair for all these, for us to even put all these shootings in the basic bitching section, because there were like 3 more last night, right? There were like 3 shootings yesterday or something.
Yeah, I heard that there was 2 shootings in hospitals. One was like a children's hospital, and the other one was like a med school.
Good Lord.
We're back.
It's getting out of control.
And we've also, I don't know if you saw this, and this could be old news for some people, but what about the Buffalo shooter having shot someone who was designing a hydro engine that ran on water? He ended up being one of the dead Buffaloans. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. You did? Yeah. So one of the dead people in the Buffalo shooting was someone who was making a combustion engine or a fuel cell engine. No, yeah, a water-based engine, and he had a whole YouTube channel dedicated to having completed or nearly completed his hydrogen oxygen machine.
That's a little bit too fishy there. That sets my gator right on fire.
Well, everybody has been known by the police to be a suspect. The young gentleman, not a gentleman, but the young man who shot up the school was already known by the FBI. He was in and out of a detention center. He had made this threat before. He had a 2-day suspension. And they all know, the FBI knows who they are. Then in the case of the Buffalo shooter, the New York State Police knew exactly who he was, had him on his radar. It makes you wonder. And a big question is also, and we're almost done basic bitching, but is how did he get a hold of, he was poor. He said he was bullied. He had no money. He had no job, or he worked a minimum wage job. How did he get one of the more expensive rifles on his 18th birthday? Okay, brand new. And how did he get the ammo with the extended magazines just after his 18th birthday, brand new, and afford a truck, unless that truck was stolen? But apparently his truck was also a newer truck. So he used that to arrive on scene, killed his grandmother. We didn't even talk about grandmom, but then did the horrific act of doing that. Now, we're also hearing this, Ben. The teacher, originally the police officers in that county who are no longer cooperating with the investigation, the federal investigation, they said that a teacher had propped the door open, allowing that kid to get inside. Now they're backtracking on that.
Now they're saying they were trying to close.
Why didn't they react for 70 minutes? Why? If you hear kids screaming inside, you've got to go in. What happened?
Yeah, somehow their training has them in a place where they can disregard their human instinct to defend children. I mean, that's very rare. I feel like the cops that I know, they would never have stood down.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you get these things to happen? I don't know. And then how about the Buffalo shooter being 18 years old and having a 1-second reload on his AR? How about like military men can't even reload the gun that fast?
Right. So he has had extensive practice, and people are saying maybe he was kind of trained and set up.
Maybe some training. Even mainstream news.
What was the name of that program, Ben?
MK Ultra or the Phoenix Foundation.
Tell me what they did one more time.
They would use like psychedelic drugs like LSD to like program people, like regular people, to become killers. And it's declassified. It's real. It's like, it's not debatable. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's what they were doing. And to believe that they stopped doing it is insanity, because they definitely still do it. Now, we're not saying for sure that's what happened here, but I mean, the kid was like this trained killing machine who killed with no remorse, perfect like movement through the building. And then he was in communication with a retired FBI guy. He was in like, they were all in weird chat rooms online, making connections with these random weirdos, kind of encouraging and maybe grooming them to do these horrible things.
Right.
It's very possible to me.
Well, so it's a real thing. So what? Because a lot of people are going to be, oh my God, you're such a conspiracy theorist, and we're not. These are declassified programs from the CIA where they manipulate people and try to get them to do. Do they try? Long story short, these programs exist. They're real. And here we are again. Whenever we go online, I freeze up a little bit. But we're one of these days when we do this consistency, I'm going to feel like $1 million, and our conversations will be lovely.
Well, that's what we're trying to do now. We're going to spit out at least 20 minutes a day so we can stay on top, because we took too much of a little break there, got too relaxed. We still talk every day about all the good stuff, and we need to be documenting it. We need to be current. So I say more of a current basic bitching thing would be like Paul Pelosi getting a DUI.
Yeah, actually, that is better. Now, did you also read that he was found? This could be totally a. Did he also have some pornography that they found?
I saw that going around from some, looked to be legit enough news places, but you can never know. And the more I looked into it, I couldn't find anything outside of just a couple that could be phony. I mean,
Right.
I would certainly believe that creep had that type of materials and those kind of drugs. I mean, look at his wife, Gremlin. I could believe that he had that kind of shit.
Big time.
Another perfect basic bitching segment. What?
Johnny Depp won.
Yeah, see, that's the basic bitching I was about to bring up next. People had been engaged with this theater, this quite literal two actors on the world stage, and people have been caught up in this like it matters in any way, shape, or form. So basic bitching is where we talk about the most basic of news media. I know even Danny fell for it a little bit.
Religiously. He has watched the trial religiously.
You know why? Because he's such a fan of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Because he's so awesome. Johnny Depp, I love you. If you ever see this, oh my goodness, I love you. And my husband knows this.
Okay.
Well, Johnny Depp, everyone knows Johnny Depp watches our podcast regularly, so he will see it.
We have 40,000 140 IQ listeners.
Oh, okay. Well,
200 some. The average IQ of our listeners is like 180, and the average wealth is millions. So
Google Analytics knows everything, by the way, guys.
he fits right in.
Right on. So yeah, no, as far as the Johnny Depp trial, it was a toxic relationship. It went both ways. I don't defend Amber Heard in any way. I think she was probably more at fault. I mean, she's the type of woman, when I look at her and when I hear her talk, she's irritating to me. So I could see why Johnny snapped.
This is very common. It's so common. Everyone in a relationship knows. We're kind of just watching our own melodrama play out with it. Except for the shitting in the bed thing. I don't think that's normal. But the rest of it, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the alcoholism, the drugs, these are all things that average people do.
They never did the DNA test. In her defense for the shitting in the bed, which seemed really over the top, her defense is that it was the dog who had a loosened bowel, who couldn't control himself because he ate so much of Johnny's drugs over the years. So she did have it. So yeah, so I'm signing out of work now. I'm bailing. My floor. Look at my floor. Some candy and some wires. Thank you,
wow.
Stacy. Stacy cleaned up a little bit. By the way, you can find Stacy how do I find you on the internet?
So I have a YouTube with my son. I think it's also the E Devil Demon 69 or the Stacy Goodson. I will double check that and get back with you. But I'm also on Instagram at the E Devil Demon 69 and Facebook at Stacy Goodson. And
Are you
I'm up to $1 on my Facebook Reels.
Are you okay with being promoted on an alt-right radicalized?
I watch you guys. Like, come on.
All right, well, you heard it there.
That's
So
right.
plenty of educators have no problem with our extremist politics and ideas.
Let's shoot over to our segment where we just look at Twitter and discuss it. I haven't looked at it all day. It's all new to me. So you guys will be reading this at the same time that I'm reading this for the first time. Again, this is a more conversational podcast now that we're doing it via cell phone because Ben has no time anymore.
Welcome to Infant World with a Newborn Baby.
Okay, I'm sharing my
free time.
Can you see my screen, Dave?
I can.
Okay,
so
now
I have 4 subscribers, and it's Stacy Logan.
Stacy Logan, folks, is her name on Instagram.
No, that's YouTube.
YouTube, I'm sorry.
I have 4 subscribers.
And she has 4 subscribers. She's looking for 40,000 to match the podcast. We'll see what happens. All right, so here we go. Eyes Wide Open says leftists are truly under the genuine belief that guns make us perpetually unsafe, but the COVID vaccines they took are safe and effective.
Yeah, the gun thing, from being in the South here, we all grew up with guns. We respect guns. You learn how to shoot them. You start with the BB gun, you move on to the 22, and there's always a respect. And the parents and the families teach you gun safety above all else, and just respect for the weapon. So we don't see it like how they see it down here at all. Everyone I know has guns everywhere, and it's no one's going to shoot up schools or anything.
Right. They're all over the place. And so often you hear, well, number one, I posted something not long ago. We can look at, I'll go to my page and we can discuss it further, but it was how many guns were used, long rifles like that of the school shootings that you see, and the shooting in also in Las Vegas. Some of the major shootings included that gun. That would fall under this area. 457, something like that, deaths in 2019 because of shootings. In 2020 there was 22,000 VAERS COVID vaccine deaths.
Is that on your screen right now? Because all I'm seeing is this meme about that with words that you can't quite read.
This woman. Oh, is it a meme?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm seeing. Okay.
She says, New York Post, I was kicked off a plane over my 22-pound boobs and felt dehumanized. And here she is.
Oh my God, she's an angel.
Look at those lips. Kiss me, baby. Kiss me now.
Luscious.
No, that's ridiculous.
So that's the world.
That's
the world we're living in.
She's a beautiful mujer.
So I saw that fellow there said the gunman from Tulsa was black, so therefore it escaped the mainstream media quickly.
You are kidding me. I knew it. That's what I was thinking. I was like, we didn't hear about that. I was like, it must not have fit the narrative. It must have been an African-American shooter. Oh my God, dude. Give me a break.
Are you still drinking the same coffee from this morning?
Yeah, it's delicious. Here's one that I saw. The elites don't want you to know this, but the deer in the forest are free. You can take them home. I have 158 deer.
458. Look at those cuties. See, I love animals. I love deer. So down here, everyone hunts. And I'm like, I want to learn it in case, the shit hits the fan. I want to be able to take care of it and do all the cleaning of the animal and the killing and all that. But I don't know that I want to shoot one of these beautiful things. I might have to go vegan if the world ends.
I felt the same way, but I've been encouraging you to ask your friends because I do feel that the world might get into short supply of food and stuff like that. And it would make me sleep better at night if I knew that you and I both knew how to take some of these animals apart and to find the edible parts of them.
I would love to learn how to do that.
And Stacy wants to be a part of it too.
She wants to go on hunting expeditions.
Yes, I want to learn.
This
You
is
want to
interesting.
cover yourself in deer piss and hide out in the woods from 4 a.m. until sundown?
Maybe not cover myself and stuff, but
Well, then you're not hunting with us.
They're not going to be smelling you. They're going to be smelling deer piss. We're going to make sure when we hit those woods, all they can smell is their own piss. That's one of our rules for our hunting team, hunting crew.
Well, the whole idea is we want them to smell our own piss. Daryl Rovell, 4 students from Johns Hopkins have invented Tasty Tape, a tape that holds your burrito closed. And this young man says Cuba has a lung cancer vaccine. So Cuba is curing cancer while folks at Johns Hopkins University are making burrito tape, edible tape.
Interesting, but I would still be just as skeptical about this Cuba lung cancer vax. I'm so anti-vax now in my old age.
Oh, this is so cool. Preschool parking in Venice, Italy. I mean, these kids are out there getting exercise on their way to school through the canals, using these beautiful little scooters, and they can park them. If they did this in Philly, those scooters wouldn't be alongside that building.
Well, you know why Italy is so much better with their preschoolers? Because the citizens don't have assault weapons.
Yeah, Mussolini got rid of all of them, I think. Moving on.
Yes.
Oh, shoot. I need to go back to my profile. Just a couple more here. And Ben, you could take it and we can look at some of your retweets of the week. This is a really nice way to just stay caught up. The Spanish, this is something that Alex Jones covered today too. The Spanish meteorological.
That O is silent. That second O after meteor.
Meteorological
Meteorological, I think.
Agency has confessed that Spain is being sprayed with lead dioxide, silver iodide, and diatomite.
Look at those beautiful chemtrails. People I know that are pretty on top of what's going on still don't believe in chemtrails. I'm like, they admit it now. It's another thing. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. They admit the shit. They're dumping shit in the air.
Yeah, and I see them all over the place, and especially near these military bases and NASA's weather centers in Virginia on the eastern coast there. You see a lot of chemtrails, especially in this northeast and mid-Atlantic area of the United States where the most of our population is. Ducey. Can you hear that, Ben?
No.
Oh, I wish you could hear it. So he says a gallon of gas costs more than people on the federal minimum wage are making in an hour. What does the White House want these people to do? Jean-Pierre responds, the president understands what it feels like. He understands that feeling personally. Ben, he has about paying his gasoline every month as he drove his car to and from Washington, D.C., from his multi-million-dollar residence in Greenville, Delaware.
I think, man, she's doing a worse job. She's doing a much worse job than the redhead. I mean, what a ridiculous thing to say. He understands that feeling personally. Didn't he even come from money? What a ridiculous thing to say.
The he's loaded with money. He's been a politician for longer than you and I have been alive combined. And that's a lot of years. Holy shit, that's a lot, especially when we say it like that.
What's this meme one down? What's this God is real?
Okay, I really like. So as you guys know, with this meme, the liberal is on the right side. He's the guy with the glasses and the thin beard because he doesn't have enough testosterone to grow a full. And you have the Messiah saying God is real. The liberal says, how can I believe you if you don't have any physical proof? The God says someone.
Can you scroll down for me? There it is.
Can you see that? I'm actually a woman.
Yeah, you don't have to zoom. We see it beautifully.
So true. So there you go. So God is real. How can you believe it if you don't have any physical proof of God? I'm actually a woman. So true, he says. And he's got a big old smile on. Do you like that, Dave?
I do. That's them libtards. How about that new documentary that came out last night from that Matt Walsh fella called What is a Woman? Have you seen any clips from that?
No, tell us about it, please.
Go to my Twitter real quick, and we're going to try to get this audio to work. It's really funny. I mean, he had some really good ideas. Like, he goes out to some like tribe, I guess, in Africa, and is talking to them about, he's asking them kind of the questions that people are asking in America now about, like that one. See if you can click on that audio button there on the right. I still can't hear it. I guess that's one thing they don't give us. But he's asking them these questions like, so what if a woman has a penis? And they ask the elder guy or whatever, and they're like, a woman has a vagina, a man has a penis. He's like, yes, I understand, but can a woman have a penis? And they're like, they don't get it, and they're just kind of laughing. And he's like, what if someone's non-binary? And they're like, what's that? He's like, that's if it's neither a man nor a woman. And they think about it and they go, we've never seen a thing like that before. And it's really like a funny way of making a point, you know?
Yeah, you've got these tribesmen who live very, in a very matter of fact way, kill something, eat it, take some psychedelics, wear robes, and get out there, be one with nature. These are folks that disbelieve a lot of the Western bullshit.
Right there, what he did right there, and he was pointing to his head, he goes, no, if you have a penis and you think you're a woman, he's like, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with maybe your family line. There's something wrong in your head. Just kind of matter of factly. So he's probably being called all kinds of racist words by the tolerant left as we speak for his hate speech.
All right. Well, there you go. The next thing is Greg Reese always crushes it. We did a nice job this week on his latest. Actually, it wasn't this week. I think that was 2017 or 2016.
Oh, it's time to come for their guns, right? I enjoyed reading that thread. That made my Memorial Day happy because the guy just got ratioed to hell and back.
Give us your guns so we can end gun violence, or we'll send men with guns to shoot you. I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
If only there were a moment in history when a government imposed more gun laws on the population that we could examine in order to determine if it made the children safer. Here we have the Holocaust, and folks are Jews are lined up, ready to go in the gas chamber without guns. You ain't going to do shit. Every pathetic, patriotic liberal should attempt confiscation whenever possible. This is an excellent idea from the U.S. Ministry of Truth. So we can go on and on about that. It sounds like a great show. And let's see if you have anything else interesting on here.
Oh, there was one. How about that? Was that a Telegraph? Yeah, AstraZeneca vaccine.
What about just school ending and how kids are going to be with the summer approaching and how they are right now?
What do you mean?
Most kids are getting out in the next less than 10 days.
Yes, kids will be getting out of school, and we have to keep an eye on them.
Well, this is good news because it means no more school shootings until like late August.
Yeah, I would say after Labor Day. They're horrible, horrific things, but I wouldn't be, and I think Rogan said it right when he said we had have a cultural problem and not a gun problem.
Oh, it's 100% a mental health issue. So that AstraZeneca vaccine jabs the Trojan horse delivery system could be causing a rise in Guillain-Barré, I think it's pronounced. Alex Jones literally has been saying that for 2 years. Like exactly how that was worded. The Trojan horse delivery system could be causing a rise in Guillain-Barré. And it's just so crazy. They leak it 2 years later and no one cares. They just slowly leak people the truth very slowly and they'll be okay with it. Like, yeah. I did my mom did get that shit after the AstraZeneca, but it's all good,
What exactly is that syndrome? What?
I don't know. I think it's a pretty serious neurological kind of thing. You could do a quick Google.
I think my wife has that.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
Was she an AstraZeneca? Was she an AZ lady?
This man is playing with
Stacy's been double jabbed. She usually wears 2 masks. but she took it off today for some reason because the virus in the springtime, I guess it stops. But do you have any comment on that, Stacy?
Well, I had plans that I didn't want to get sick because we were going camping, so I was trying to make sure, kids, Jeremy, kids. My son was at school wearing masks because he had wanted to go camping also. Jeremy, kids.
So she was trying not to get sick. So, all right, so let's move on to the next thing here. Q told me to throw out my peanut butter. I'm starving. Trusting the plan has me.
That's something Scotty told me was going on. They said there's a peanut butter salmonella issue or something, so they're trying to get everyone to throw out their peanut butter because they know that peanut butter is like the number one stockpile food for the average person who's trying to be prepared. You can live off that shit pretty well. It's pretty inexpensive. A tree fell down in my yard. I just noticed. I somehow didn't notice that until just now.
Because you have a newborn baby and you haven't been outside to enjoy the air.
I've been outside constantly. I was outside with the baby today for 30 minutes and didn't notice the fallen tree.
Maybe it just happened.
I don't think. I think it's more of a mental health issue I'm going through.
If a tree fall down in the woods and no one's there, did it fall?
That is the question. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Go back one, Dan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I sent all these out during the boat wasted experience. I don't remember anything that I was saying.
Oh, you're talking about Tom Cruise.
Okay, luckily I didn't say much.
Well, I'm out.
All right, Stacy, have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining us on the cast.
No problem. I'll see fine people tomorrow at some point.
Goodbye now. Have fun out there in the world.
I shall.
All right, Stacy. Thank you for cleaning up today, and I'll see you tomorrow for a nice Friday. If I show up, there is a chance that I take the day off because Uncle Danny needs a break.
Nope.
Oh, burn. Hey, should we talk? Well, we'll save it for the next basic bitchin'. Oh, it's not even a basic bitchin'. It's going to be, since so much of what we do is basic bitchin', it's going to be hard to put it into a segment. But we are so desperate to have a little theme song and a little jingle about the basic bitchin' category. We're just still working it all out. We're still figuring it out,
I understand.
Stacy.
But I want to talk about what I experienced those 3 days in your classroom and listening to the way they talk to you. I want to talk about that, but we'll save that one for tomorrow.